I think Khamzat can beat anybody across any weight class. I don't give a shit who.
I think he's going to be up by one big, and then he's gonna lose 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know, maybe he wins 2. Maybe he's got the gas tank to win 2. I just don't think he can keep up with Robert Whittaker's pace.
Fighters are predicting UFC 308, wondering if Khamzat Chimaev's nonstop pressure will be too much for Robert Whittaker's skill and experience. This fight is set to be a thriller. The UFC 308 co-main event is heating up with a fight that fans can't stop talking about. On one side, you have former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker, known for his skill and endurance.
I'm in there to do a job. I'm in there to try and put him away, to bury Chimaev.
On the other, there's the undefeated Khamzat Chimaev, making his highly anticipated return.
Hey Rob, just one question for you. I'm sure you've watched the big fight between Khamzat and Gilbert. I just want to know how you would...
And yes, even though it's not a title fight, it's set for a full 5 rounds, which just adds to the hype. Chimaev, who was forced to pull out of a fight back in June, is finally stepping back into the octagon, and the excitement is through the roof. No wonder it's one of the biggest fights of 2024. Watch this video until the end, as we get into what UFC fighters themselves are predicting for this massive fight. Who do they see walking away with the victory? UFC 308 is bringing the heat from one of the UFC's favorite locations, Abu Dhabi. At the center of it all is a thrilling old versus young showdown that fans have been excited for. This middleweight war between 2 of the most exciting fighters in the division has everyone on edge. Fans and experts alike can't wait to see how it all plays out. And it's safe to say that this fight has all the makings of a classic. Now, let's get into what the UFC fighters are predicting for this can't-miss matchup. Eryk Anders is putting his money on Bobby Knuckles for this one, though he's not without some concerns. After seeing Whittaker get knocked out by Dricus du Plessis, Anders is a bit worried about how well the former champ can handle getting hit this time around. But even with that lingering doubt, he's confident Whittaker has what it takes to bounce back after round 1. Anders says, "I like Whittaker's chances past round 1. I think Whittaker will be able to weather the storm, and he's got that blitzing style, so I'm going with Whittaker."
I like Whittaker's chances past round 1. I think that Whittaker will be able to weather the storm, and you know, he's got that blitzing style, so I think I'm gonna go with the vet. I'm gonna go with Whittaker.
It's clear Anders believes that once Whittaker weathers the initial onslaught, his explosive approach will give him the edge in the later rounds. Former light heavyweight title challenger Anthony Smith is seriously torn between these 2 top fighters. He doesn't hold back his praise for Chimaev, boldly saying, "I think Khamzat can beat anybody across any weight class. I don't give a shit who it is. Anybody in the world he can beat in the first round." He also admits, "I hate to say it, I'm leaning Whittaker."
I think Khamzat can beat anybody across any weight class. I don't give a shit who it is. Anybody in the world he can beat in the first round. I hate to say it, I lean Whittaker.
It's clear that Smith sees the fight going either way, but he's giving a slight edge to the Aussie if it goes beyond the first round. Top-ranked heavyweight Curtis Razor Blades is firmly backing Robert Whittaker to get the win. And he's not just calling for a decision, he's predicting a stoppage. With confidence, Blades says, "I think he will be able to find the stoppage in the second round. I think Khamzat, after the first round, he slows down drastically."
I'm gonna go Rob. I think he's able to find the stoppage in the second round. I think Khamzat, after the first round, he slows down.
Blades clearly believes that Whittaker's endurance and striking will be too much for Chimaev once the initial storm passes. For UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad, the whole fight boils down to one crucial factor: the length of the match. He's not picking sides lightly. He declares, "If it's a 5-rounder, I'm going with Whittaker. If it's a 3-rounder, I'm going with Khamzat."
If it's a 5-rounder, I'm going with Whittaker. 3-rounder, I'm going with Khamzat.
You can almost picture him weighing the options in his head. UFC Hall of Famer Georges St-Pierre believes that if anyone can stop the unstoppable Khamzat Chimaev, it's Robert Whittaker. With confidence, he explains, "Well, if there is a guy that can stop Chimaev, it's Robert Whittaker."
Well, if there is a guy that can stop Chimaev, is Robert.
He says, because if you look at Chimaev, he has a We can compare it in a way to Yoel Romero. Romero was a very good wrestler, very explosive and powerful guy, and Whittaker was the kryptonite of Yoel Romero. He was able to beat him twice.
Because if you look at Chimaev, we can compare it in a way to Yoel Romero. Romero was a very good wrestler, very explosive and powerful guy, and Whittaker was the kryptonite of Yoel Romero, was able to beat him twice.
It's a big statement. Georges sees Whittaker as having the perfect style to neutralize Chimaev's aggression. He adds, so stylistically, he's very capable of doing the same to Chimaev. To make Chimaev look bad, Robert Whittaker has a very unusual style. He's from a karate background, like I do.
So stylistically, he's very capable of doing the same to Chimaev, to make Chimaev look bad. Robert Whittaker have a very unusual style. He's from a karate background like I am.
St. Pierre knows what he's talking about, and according to him, Whittaker's unique skills could be Chimaev's downfall. Tim Welch, the savvy coach of former bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley, has a keen eye on the upcoming fight. He says, Khamzat is used to just sprinting out people, overpowering them, body locking them, using a ton of energy.
Different. Khamzat's used to just sprinting at people, overpowering them, body locking them, using a ton of energy.
He further adds, but I'm really curious how he will come out in 5 rounds. If he comes out reckless, he's either going to finish him in the first or second, or he's going to gas out and probably be TKO'd.
Really curious to how he comes out in 5 rounds. Is he going to be able to pace himself? Because he comes out and be's reckless, he's either going to finish him in the first or second, or he's going to gas out and probably get TKO.
With a thoughtful pause, Welch finishes with a bold prediction. If I have to put money on it, I think Robert Whittaker wins.
More likely, who do you think wins?
If I had to put money on it, I'd think Robert.
Former middleweight title challenger Jared Cannonier has his eyes on the prize as he breaks down the highly anticipated fight. He believes this is a very interesting matchup. I believe that Whittaker gets it at the long distance, for sure. But Cannonier isn't completely dismissing Chimaev. He adds, unless Chimaev gets so much of the momentum that Whittaker can't recover, which I find that hard to make that happen, against a guy like Whittaker, who's been in there with all of us. So, I want to give the edge to Whittaker. It's a thrilling prediction, hinting at a battle that promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Just like many others, UFC lightweight Grant Dawson has a clear view on how the fight will unfold. He believes the number of rounds will be a huge factor. Dawson lays it out straight, saying, if this was a 3-rounder, you could convince me that Khamzat was going to win this fight. Win 2 rounds, lose 1. He continues, I think he's going to be up 1 big, and then lose 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe he's got the gas tank to win 2.
A 3-round fight, you could convince me that Khamzat was going to win this fight. Win 2, lose 1. I think he's going to be up by 1 big, and then he's gonna lose 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know, maybe he wins 2. Maybe he's got the gas tank.
This gives fans a moment of pause. Could Khamzat really surprise everyone? Featherweight champion Ilia Topuria is stepping into the spotlight as UFC 308's main event approaches, and he's got some strong feelings about the co-main event featuring Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker. He shares his prediction. Chimaev will crush Robert Whittaker. That's what I think. I love Robert Whittaker, but he'll crush him, for real. Khamzat is a beast. It's clear Topuria respects Whittaker, but believes Chimaev is on another level. Top-ranked bantamweight Corey Sandhagen is also siding with the former champ, Robert Whittaker. With no hesitation, Sandhagen confidently says, I got Whittaker winning that one.
Chimaev, I'm leaning towards my man Robert Whittaker.
Oh, I got Whittaker.
It's a straightforward pick, but coming from someone with Sandhagen's fight IQ, it carries weight. He's clearly betting on Whittaker's experience and skill set to get the job done against Chimaev, trusting that the seasoned fighter will come out on top when it matters most. Striking sensation. Stephen Thompson has been watching the build-up to the highly anticipated clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker, and he's not holding back his thoughts. With a mix of excitement and seriousness, Thompson dives into the analysis. I think it's a tough fight for Khamzat Chimaev, he admits, clearly sensing the challenge ahead for the undefeated fighter. Thompson's experience tells him that Whittaker's incredible takedown defense, combined with his striking skills, will create a nightmare for Chimaev. He adds, "I'm leaning towards my man Whittaker." Former UFC welterweight title challenger Jorge Masvidal didn't hold back when sharing his prediction for the Whittaker vs. Chimaev fight in Abu Dhabi. Known for his straight-talking, no-nonsense attitude, Masvidal confidently backed the former champ. In his own sharp style, he posted on social media, "Rob all day, buy man vs. boy beat down," making it clear who he thinks will dominate the octagon. With his bold words, Masvidal is painting a picture of what he sees as an inevitable mismatch. For him, it's not just about experience. It's a man versus boy scenario. Guys, the Whittaker versus Chimaev fight was supposed to be the main event for UFC Saudi Arabia back in June. Fans were eagerly awaiting this showdown, but then, out of nowhere, health issues for Chimaev threw a wrench in the plans, leading to the fight's cancellation. It felt like a cruel twist. But hold on tight, because now they're finally ready to give it another shot. This time, it's set to be a 3-round bout, and you can almost feel the tension building in the air. Will Whittaker bring his experience to the cage, or will Chimaev come back stronger than ever? The suspense is in the air. Khamzat Chimaev made a massive entrance into the UFC scene back in 2020, winning 2 fights in just 10 days and leaving everyone in awe. However, things haven't been smooth sailing for him since then. His last fight was a thrilling win against Kamaru Usman at UFC 294 last October, where he managed to outpoint the former champion. Now, he's eager to build some momentum. If he can secure a victory over Robert Whittaker, it could be the golden ticket he needs for a title shot, especially considering how Dana White can't stop singing his praises. On the other side, number 4 Robert Whittaker is gearing up to take on another lesser-ranked opponent, which is becoming a bit of a pattern for him. He recently delivered a stunning first-round knockout against Ikram Aliskerov at UFC. After that fight, Whittaker didn't hold back, saying he would gladly reschedule with Chimaev if that's what the UFC had in mind. Now he's looking to add Chimaev's name to his growing list of victories, which already includes big names like Aliskerov and Paulo Costa. Whittaker is determined to prove he deserves another shot at the 185-pound title. This highly anticipated fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker is set for October 26, 2024. This epic battle will take place at the stunning Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, UAE. The 2 middleweight titans prepare to clash in what promises to be an unforgettable night of action. Robert Whittaker is getting ready for his big fight against Khamzat Chimaev. And in a recent chat with TalkSports MMA, he shared some intriguing thoughts on the challenge ahead. While many fans might think of Chimaev as his toughest test yet, Whittaker doesn't seem too fazed. He said confidently, "No, I don't think Khamzat is my toughest match so far. I've fought the best of the best." Whittaker has been in the ring plenty of times, winning some fierce battles and losing others, so he's no stranger to tough fights. "I've been tested," he admitted, but the mystery surrounding Chimaev adds an extra layer of tension. "It's difficult with Chimaev, because I don't know how good he is." Whittaker remains respectful of his opponent and the task ahead. This isn't just another fight. It's a chance for Whittaker to prove himself once again in the octagon. Whittaker's calm and thoughtful attitude heading into this fight shows just how much he has grown as a fighter over the years. He's facing off against some of the toughest middleweights in the game, like Israel Adesanya. These battles have hardened him, making him a veteran in every sense of the word. But now, he's up against Khamzat Chimaev, and that's where things get interesting. Chimaev is a wild card. He's unpredictable and brings a whole new level of excitement to the match. This Chechen-born fighter has been a force to be reckoned with in the UFC, leaving a trail of domination behind him. It's a classic showdown of experience versus unpredictability. Khamzat Chimaev's journey in the UFC has been nothing short of incredible. This guy is unbeaten, and it feels like he's been steamrolling everyone in his path. With finishes in all but one of his fights, he's been a force to reckon with. It's like he's a tornado in the octagon, and good luck to anyone trying to stand in his way. Chimaev is known for his relentless pressure. He doesn't give opponents a moment to breathe, striking hard and fast, leaving them scrambling. But it's not just his striking that makes him a nightmare. His grappling is on another level. He can wrestle like a champ and strike like a pro, making it tough for anyone to figure him out. Facing Chimaev feels like trying to solve a puzzle, where the pieces keep changing shape. His unique blend of skills is a challenge for any fighter, and that's what makes him so dangerous. With every fight, he's proving that he's here to stay, and the excitement around him is building. Who wouldn't want to see how this wild ride unfolds? As the big fight approaches, new video footage has popped up, showing Chimaev's lightning-fast hands in action. Let's not forget that Whittaker is no easy target. He's lost only twice in nearly 11 years, and both of those defeats came against the very best. Chimaev has a mountain to climb here. The tension is real for the contest, and the fight promises to be a thrilling showdown. The spotlight is shining bright on Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker. Both fighters are hungry to show what they're made of in this fiercely competitive scene. So, whether you're a hardcore fan who knows every fighter's stats or just someone who enjoys a good brawl, make sure to circle October 26th on your calendar. This is one fight you won't want to miss. Chimaev is ready to clash with Whittaker in the octagon, and it's shaping up to be an absolute thriller. Expect nothing less than pure intensity and excitement as these two warriors go head-to-head. Get ready, guys! This fight is going to be something special. And trust me, you'll want to be glued to your screens when the action kicks off. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on all things UFC, don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling content.